This is a complete tutorial for the Flynow app, productivity, habits, and goals, the only app you need to be more productive, create good habits, and achieve your goals. In the app, you can organize your tasks, do all sorts of planning, create positive habits, and set goals efficiently, all in one place. You also have access to a lot of statistics and reports that help you monitor your progress and use the insights to evolve and become the best version of yourself. I am logged into a fictitious account to make it easier to explain the functions and especially the statistics that require a usage history. In addition, this tutorial will be in order of the tabs. As we can see, the app is divided into 5 tabs, which are activities, habits, goals, statistics, and settings. So if you have a specific question about a certain function of a tab, you can skip the video and go straight to it. Let's get started. Activities tab. In the Activities tab, the app shows all the tasks, habits, and goals of the selected day. Here you can change both of the day of the view and the week. If you want to view a day further in the future, you can click on the 3 dots here and select date. In the list of each activity, you can see the title and the time range of the activity, if you have defined one, and the color of the borders refers to the type of task. Habits have a green border. In tasks, the borders refers to the time triad, that is light blue for important activities, red for urgent activities, and orange for circumstantial activities. In addition, goals are presented with a dark blue border. Add task. To add a new task, click on the plus button located in the lower right corner. After that, on the Add Task screen, you can enter the following information: title, the task title, label, related to the time triad, whether the task is important, urgent, or circumstantial, categories, related to the wheel of life, the area of life related to the task, description, additional task information, checklist, steps to complete the task or subtasks. You can configure the checklist to restart daily. All those elements will repeat every day, or keep a single checklist, which means that when you complete an item of a given day, it will remain completed in the next occurrences. Day, date for completing the task. Hour, start and end time of the task. Notifications, reminders to complete the task. You can set a time and choose a notification sound. You can also add more than one notification. Period, frequency of occurrence of the task. For example, do not repeat, daily, Monday to Friday, weekly, monthly, yearly, or customized. And reschedule, where you can also set the task to be rescheduled for the next day if it is not complete. View mode. The app has 10 different view modes. To change, just click on the 3 dots here and go to View Mode. Here you will find the list and agenda views and variations of 1 day, 3 days, week, and monthly, and also the timeline and the pending modes. In general, the list mode shows the activities in a list, and the agenda mode shows the activities in form of an agenda. that is adjusted by the start and the end time of the activity. And activities that do not have a time are listed at the beginning of the agenda. In day option, agenda and list, you can view your activities for the selected day. To change the day of view, just click on the desired day, or you can select a date just like we have seen before. To change the week, it's similar to what we already saw, simply dragging the list of days of the week to the side. With the 3-day option, agenda and list, you can view your activities for the 3 days period. To change the viewing period, you can simply drag the list of the 3 days to a side. With the week option, agenda and list, you can view all of your activities for the week. To change the week, simply drag the list of days of the week to the side. With the monthly option, you can view all of your activities for the month. To change the month, simply drag the list of the days of the week to the side. And you can also click on a specific day to see more details. With the timeline option, you can view your activities in a timeline. In other words, showing all activities in a chronological order, one day after the other. Finally, with the pending option, you can view your activities in a similar way to the timeline mode, but only the activities not performed until the current day. It is an easier way to see uncompleted activities from previous days. Filters and sorting. To find the filter option, just click on the 3 dots and go to Filter. Here you will see that the displayed activities could be filtered by categories, label, or status. Regarding categories, you can filter activities from certain categories, and then only tasks of those categories will appear. And you can also filter activities by label, which will be habits, goals, or related to the time triad. That is, whether the task is important, urgent, or circumstantial. Finally, you can also filter by status, which will be performed or not performed. For example, if you want to view only not performed tasks, just activate the not performed option in the status section. This way, you will only view uncompleted activities, and whenever an activity is complete, it will be removed from the list. Regarding sorting, you can sort the displayed activities by clicking here in sort, and you can sort the activities by hour, status, and label. By default, the activities are sorted in ascending order. You can also sort by status, which means performed or not performed, or label, which means if you whether want to see urgent or important tasks first. To view the statistics of a task, simply click on it and go to the Statistics tab. On the screen, you can view task completion history, which means all the days in which the task was completed or not, a graph showing the evolution of the task's completion and time, which can be weekly, monthly, or yearly, task completion performance, which means the total number of days it was completed and the total number of days which was not completed, and the percentage of each, the 3 biggest sequences, the 3 last sequences, the total time of the task in relation to the stopwatch or timer, and the rewards received from these activities. timer and stopwatch. With the timer and stopwatch, you can measure the spend time on your activities and stay focused while performing the activity. To start a new timer, just drag the task and click on the timer icon. Choose the total time of focus and click it on Start. You can also set a notification time and choose a sound for it. You can also set a time manually. To start a new stopwatch, just click on the Stopwatch tab and click on Start. If you already have completed the activity and just want to add the time spent, you can click on the Add Time Manually option instead of starting the timer or stopwatch. You can also view all the time records for an activity. And to do this, click on the activity, click on the Time tab. This tab shows all the time records for the current month, and you can change the month of view. Just clicking here, you can add a new time and edit or delete an existing time. Notes. The notes is available for tasks, habits, and goals. From there, you can write a note on an activity for a specific day. This way, you will keep a diary of that specific activity. To add a note, simply drag the activity, click on the note icon, choose the date to record the note, and write some text and click on Save. For example, in the reading habit, I could write a note telling about what I learned from reading that specific day. Another example will be the habit of writing in a journal. You can use the daily notes as a diary. You can also view all the notes records for an activity. To do this, click on the activity, click on the Notes tab. This tab lists all the note records for the current month if you have any, and you can change the month of view just clicking here, and you can also edit or delete an existing note. Daily checklist. With the daily checklist, you can create subtasks for a main task on a given day. For example, this work task has 3 items defined as a checklist, and they are to be reset daily. In other words, in all occurrences of this task, these 3 checklists will appear. I can either mark these items as completed or add more or eliminate an existing checklist. An important point about the daily checklist is that it only refers to this day. So if I add more items, for example, they will only appear in this specific day. It is here and it's not here. Even on a task that does not have a defined checklist, I can click on it here and define a daily checklist for it. To edit a checklist for a specific day, just drag the task to the side and click on this checklist item. Here you will be able to both add and delete items. Habits. Add habit. To add a new habit, in the Habits tab, click on the plus button located in the lower right corner. The Habits Gallery screen displays the most popular habits already pre-filled. You can choose a habit that is already pre-filled and adapt it to your needs, or you can create a habit without a template. To do this, click on Create on Habit. On the Add Habit screen, you need to enter the following information: habit, the routine to be performed; trigger, action, emotion, place, or time prior to performing the habit; reward, benefit of performing the habit; categories, related to the wheel of life, that is, the area of life related to the habit; period, which can be daily, Monday to Friday, weekly, monthly, or customized; daily goal, which will be how we will count the habit. If you leave this option unchecked, it means that you will count the habit as completed or not completed. You can also count in specific units. For example, for the reading habit, you can count by the number of pages you want to read. Hour, start and end time of the habit. Notifications, reminders to complete the task. Here you can choose a time and a notification sound. Statistics. In the Habits tab, you will find all the habits you have created, and when you click on a specific habit, you can see a lot of information about them. In statistics, you can see all sorts of data about your habit, such as history, evolution, total days completed, total days not completed, as well as the longest sequences, time, and rewards obtained. In details, you can see the details of your habit. In checklists, you can see the checklists of your habits if you have defined any, in addition to the notes and the time related to the habit. In addition, just like with the tasks, you can also use the timer or stopwatch with your habits. In the Goals tab, you can view all your goals registered in the application. Each goals list shows the name of the goal, the deadline to achieve the goal, the total numbers of days until the goal deadline, and the goal progress bar indicates how many percent of the goal you have already completed, and the location icon shows where you should be in relation to the desired progress to achieve the total final goal. In addition, you can filter and sort the goal display. To do this, just click on the filter icon in the upper left corner. You can filter the list of goals by categories, status, or date, and you can sort them according to hour, that is, the goal date or status. Add goal. To add a new goal, in the Goals tab, you can click on the plus button located in the lower right corner. After that, the Goals Gallery screen shows the popular goals already pre-filled. You can choose a goal that is already pre-filled and adapt it to your needs, or you can create a goal without a template. And to do this, click on Create Own Goal. On the Add Goal screen, you can enter the following information: goal, your goal to be accomplished; amount, the quantification of the goal; deadline, the maximum date for accomplishing the goal; importance, why is this goal important; checklists, the steps or subtasks to be performed to achieve the goal; categories, area of life related to the task; measure progress. How do you want to measure the goal's progress? You can measure it by checklist, amount, or by performing a habit. Amount. This will be a manual measurement. For example, adding up how many pages you read that each day. Checklist. The goal's progress will be related to the checklist items, that is, those steps, sub-steps, or stages that you need to complete to achieve the goal. By habit, this will be relating your goal to a specific habit that you already have. For example, if you have a goal to work out more on so many days a year, measuring your progress by habit is a great option. We will understand each of these options better in a little while. Related habits. What habits you can create to get you closer to achieving your goal? Related tasks. What tasks can you create to get you closer to achieving your goals? Ways to measure progress on a goal. As we said, there were 3 ways to measure progress on a goal: by checklist, amount, and through a habit. Here we have 3 examples of goals that are measured in these 3 ways. Let's understand. Workout. The workout goal of doing 260 days of exercise in a year is a great example of goal where we measure progress through habit. This is because every time I do this habit, when I complete a day, my progress will be counted. Annual reading. As for the annual reading goal, since I have to count how many books I read, that is, it doesn't matter to me how many days in the year I read, but rather the number of books. It is best to measure it through a checklist, as we can see here. In this case, I can create a checklist with the number of books I want to read, or with the names of the books as well. Or as soon as I finish reading a book, I come here to the checklist, complete it, and put the name of the book, and do this for all the books I read. Annual profit. Finally, a type of goal where I could measure progress by amount would be the annual income goal. In this case, since the goal progress would be to write down your income each month, an easier way to measure this will be manually. In other words, just when you receive your salary, you come here and write down what the amount was. Just drag it to the side and click on the progress icon, and then you can add the corresponding progress of your goal. Statistics, notes, and time. Just like with habits and tasks, when you click on a specific goal and go to Statistics tab, you can see your progress and several other information about your goal. In the Notes tab, you can also see the notes you have made, if you have any. And to add a new note, just click here, or you can drag the goal and click on this icon. Other important functions here are the time, where is registered all the time, counting by the timer and stopwatch. And you can also access the time and the stopwatch here, just dragging the goal to the side and click on this icon. And here is the same thing too. You can choose a time and start the time or stopwatch, or add time manually. In the Statistics tab, you can view all sorts of information about your performance, such as your score, your current level, how close are you to the next level, as well as the information related to gamification, a fun way for the app to motivate you to follow your defined routine through points, rankings, levels, and all sorts of rewards. Gamification. On this screen, you can better understand how you can earn points, what the app's levels are, what the rewards are, and how you can obtain each one of them. Rewards. On the screen, in the rewards section, you can see the rewards gallery, that is, all the possible rewards and how to obtain each one of them. My achievements. In my achievements section, you can view all the achievements you have obtained and how you obtain them. Rankings. Here you can see the premium ranking, weekly, monthly, and yearly, and you can also see the global ranking, which considers both premium and not premium users. Reports. In the reports section, you can see a lot of reports for different periods of time, which will be the reports daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. The daily reports presents the information related to a specific day. You can choose a date to view the information, and this screen shows your score for the day, the total numbers of tasks, habits, and goals completed and not completed. You can also view graphs related to the time triad and the wheel of life, both in relation to the activities performed, time, and total. And finally, you have a time report showing the time spent on each activity that day and the percentage of activities completed and the percentage of time spent on each activity in relation to the total time. In the weekly report, you can view information similar to the daily report, except that this information will be for a specific weeks and not a specific day. In other words, you can see your score for a given week, your statistics for tasks, habits, and goals completed and not completed, your weekly history, as well as your graphs for the time triad and the wheel of life, and all the habits, tasks, and goals that you complete in this specific week. The monthly report is very similar to the weekly report, but it will be for a specific month instead of a week, and the annual reports is similar to the previous reports, but with data and information regarding 1 year. General statistics. In this general statistics, you can see statistics of all your activities for a certain customized period of time, which by default is 30 days. In other words, you can see the number of completed and uncompleted tasks, habits, and goals, as well as your weekly progress by score, performed activities, and time, in addition to your time triad and wheel of life graphs. Settings. Synchronize data. In the Settings tab, you can synchronize your data. This function is useful if you are using the same account on two devices, or if you are using the web version and you want to synchronize any changes you made there that have not been yet reflected in the application. You can either click here, or you can go to the Activities tab and drag down to synchronize. Calendar integration. The calendar integration allows you to import events from your calendar to Flynow and vice versa. If you leave the daily automatic synchronization checked, this synchronization will happen daily without you having to do anything. Here you can also export Flynow activities to your calendar and import events from your cell phone's calendar to Flynow, which will be two options that you will need to do manually. That is, choosing which activities and events you want to be imported or exported. Lists. In lists, you can view the lists you have as well as add new lists. Remember that this function is also available on the Activities screen on this icon in the upper left corner. Categories. In categories, you will find the list of all categories registered in the application, which by default are categories related to the wheel of life. But you can create new categories by clicking on this plus button, filling in the name, choosing the color, and clicking on app. You can also edit or delete an existing category. And when you click on a specific category, you can see all the tasks, habits, and goals related to that category. Notifications. The next function is notifications, where you can set a time for the daily summary notification and leave this function enabled or disabled, in addition to viewing your next notifications and being able to restore them. Preferences. In the Preference tab, you can set the default language, whether it's Portuguese, English, or Spanish. The theme, whether it's dark, violet, light, which day your week starts, whether the border color of your activities will be by label, whether it is a habit, goal, the categories of the time triad, or in relation to the categories of the wheel of life. You can also enable or disable other functions such as sound when completing an activity, whether you want the checklist to appear on the card or not, data synchronization and synchronization with the calendar. Manage account. In Manage account, you can edit your profile, reset your account, or delete your account. Premium. In Premium, you can view information such as the benefits of being premium, data about your subscription, premium bonuses, and you can learn about the web version and the extension. And tools. Besides the timer and stopwatch that we already have seen, there's another tool that is worth mentioning, that is Search Activity. This tool is very useful when you need to find a task, habit, or past or future goal. And on this Search Activity screen, you can view all your registered activities, even those that have already ended by the end date. You can search by name or use the activity type or the categories filter. Support. In the support section, you will find the answers to the most common questions about the app, as well as ways to contact our support team, how to report an error, and suggest new features to us. Finally, if you liked the app, you could rate us in the stores and share the app with your friends and family. This was our tutorial, and if you still have any questions, leave them in the comments below so we can answer them, or you can contact our support team.